I'm Miikka Toivonen. I'm working as a project coordinator in this Cascade project and giving you some insights from the Cascade and presenting our toolbox, which is now launched in our website. Well, the need for the Cascade project was born a couple of years ago when people realized that climate change is an emerging security threat, which needs cross-sectoral cooperation from many fields of specialists like civil protection and climate change experts. As we all know, the risk related to the climate change are not only of the concern for professionals engaged with sustainable development. Well, the aims for our project was to develop an innovative macro-regional approach for climate change related risks. And of course, increase the local decision makers, spatial planners, developers, critical infrastructure operators, rescue services, etc., and give practical knowledge of climate change effects and how to manage them. One aim was to create a framework for better coordination between local, national, and macro-regional, EU, and international levels in climate change urban risk management. So one thing that made this Cascade project unique that we worked very much on the local level and trying to impact from the local level to the national level and etc. So this was one of the unique goals and aims of our project. And our partners, we have different actors from different sectors, levels, and countries. We have civil protection experts, climate change experts, researchers, policymakers working together and finding solutions to security risks posed by the climate change. And of course, we are cooperating across different sectors and national and local levels. And here, all the logos of our project partners, as you can see, there are lots of partners from different sectors. Yes, and the outcomes of Cascade projects. Yes, we influence on local, national, and international level decision makers and increase knowledge on all levels. The training course developed by our consortium is easy to modify for local level actors. Well, as everyone knows, the COVID-19 forced to move the training to the internet, but the material can also be used in physical trainings. It's very easy to modify. And the toolbox we are launching includes all the essential results of, or the essential results are now available. For example, the guidelines for the risk assessment and the national policy dialogues. So let's go a little bit deeper into the toolbox we have launched. Well, it can be used to help prepare towns, cities, and municipalities for various climate change related risk threats. And there's the internet address of our toolbox. So it's cascadebsr.eu/toolbox. So you can visit there already. There are still coming material to that toolbox, so it's not finished yet, but it will be before our project time will be ending. And this toolbox is divided into 4 main categories. So this climate change related risks and threats in your community, carry out an integrated climate risk assessment based on scientific methods and best practices. Of course, the training course material, and learn how others have approached climate change based on a selection of case studies and recommendations. They will be also available there in the toolbox. So the risk assessment tools, there's the portfolio risk assessment tools. That is a very large document which collects existing and widely used risk assessment methods and tools. And that document is very large and wide, and it takes time to read it through, but it's very useful for the people working with the climate change related risks. So the guideline for integrated climate change and risk reduction management, it presents the process of risk assessment and risk management at the local level. There's a document called Overview of the Climate Risk Drivers, Hazards and Consequences. It's useful reference for understanding the links between potential drivers, hazards, and their potential impacts. And of course, the overcoming barriers to climate adaptation. It provides information on typical barriers that local authorities face in moving forward on climate adaptation and how to overcome the identified obstacles. And capacity building materials, there's the curriculum for the trainers. Actually, our project consortium has already organized 2 separate workshops where this curriculum has been tested and a little bit implemented already. And also you can find the document mapping of the training needs, and there's a result from the survey identifying the climate change training needs, which are now conducted in the project. The policy development section, there's supporting materials like addressing challenges, sharing example of good practices from the BSR, and providing recommendation also on how to bring integrated climate policy development into educational curricula. And there's this other materials section also. It will include other materials produced in the project and the links to existing material concerning climate change related risks. And this is still under construction, this part of our toolbox. So you can't really find all material yet from there. And I also can address this question that climate change is here already. So, but are we ready for this? So thank you on my behalf and for behalf of the Cascade project for participating in our final conference.